I like a good underdog story, and I kind of felt like our crew pulling this film off is an underdog story. The original Maah Daah Hey film was kind of an accident. We were supposed to go out and make this mental health doc about what it's like to restart your life after a serious mental health diagnosis. And the plan was to follow me, and I was going to tell my story about what it's like to live with bipolar disorder. And we crowdfunded the project, and in July of 2023, like a week after we finished crowdfunding, I was in a real serious mountain bike accident. And it was really clear I was not going to race my bike. And so I grabbed Aaron, and we headed out with the intention to film Tyler Huber, and we kind of fell backwards into this story about Kelly and Tyler, and the first Maah Daah Hey film in the series is born. Within a week of the original film coming out, we had been hired by Nick Ybarra to come back and do this all again in 2024 and to follow the leaders. And we knew the planning needed to start pretty much immediately because word was that there was going to be a very serious attempt at Kelly Magelky's course record. And that meant that the margins through the whole day were going to be really tight. We knew that we were probably going to have 4 cameramen total, 3 on the ground and 1 drone pilot. But we weren't like shooting a promo package for the race with just like the best scenery. We knew we actually had to follow the race too. So it was kind of like, how do we find the best scenery and get in and out of those places within 10 to 15 minutes at all times, and do so with 2 different vehicles.
My name is Aaron Haugen. This is my second year helping film the Maah Daah Hey race. I have been a part of it the last couple of years, both times shooting more of our long shots. It was interesting because going out the first time, like we obviously, we had a plan, but it was loose and I didn't know anything about where anything was or anything like that. And so it's easy in that capacity to take a few notes.
I knew I was going to need a really special crew for this project. I needed drivers who were calm under basically any situation, and I needed guys who could just get things done. And I also knew that I didn't really have the budget to go out and like hire a whole bunch of top-end professionals who could just parachute in and do this for me.
When those conversations started happening, then it's a matter of, okay, now we know we need people, who do we put in place? And we fell into a couple, and we have a couple in our lives already that were really good fits, which was nice.
My name is Alex Ramirez, and I was one of the main camera guys on the ground on this year's Maah Daah Hey 100.
Alex and I had worked a lot together in the past. We had worked completely on the We Are From Pelican docu-series. That's a 7-episode series on YouTube that spans the time of about 3 months, and we actually shot 2 seasons of that together. But that was different. You know, he was a student of mine at the time.
Yeah, I feel like this documentary was a little different because this time I was not going to be in a soccer field like I did for the We Are From Pelican documentary. You know, a lot of the stuff I would do there for that documentary was just film the guys play in the soccer field. But this time it was not going to be a soccer field. I was going to be out in the wild in the middle of nowhere where there was rattlesnakes, they were telling me.
At our first crew meeting we had, I really wanted to make sure that everybody understood where we were going. And I don't know that we tried to scare them, but I think we scared them a little bit.
After that meeting, I definitely went home. I went on Amazon and I looked for a bunch of stuff, a bunch of gear that I needed to be out there, you know, in the heat. And I had to buy hiking shoes because I did not own a pair. So yeah, I had to definitely do some shopping.
My name is Levi Mock. I was the drone operator on the Maah Daah Hey together. And like I said, I agreed to it right away. I didn't even know what I was getting into, but I liked the project from the year prior and I was all in.
Levi and I had never been on a project together, and I knew our window of time was extraordinarily tight. So I built flight models in Google Earth for each of his stops, so he at least had an idea of what we wanted.
Like I said, you can just kind of put it up in the air and look around and then go from there, but these guys were just flying on the bikes. So you have to be ready to keep them in frame and know how you want to follow them, the movements you want to do with the drone, and luckily the Google Earth stuff was huge. That was huge.
But as like motley crew as everybody seemed, I felt like on Friday night when we all had our last big meeting together, I felt like everybody was on the same page and we were ready to go do this.
So this is our run sheet, one of our run sheets that we had. We had a set of 3 of them that kind of walked each of us through the day and our jobs and who was driving and riding with each other. And they're down to the minute based on Kelly Magelky's record-breaking race from a few years prior.
This is what the planning looked like. Matthew, Aaron, and Levi need radios. Matthew is shuttling and will drop off JP, Aaron, and Alex at specified places and return to the road crossing. Matthew will trigger everything over the radio. Carrie and Levi will drive separately to drone location past Check C. JP will film leaders immediately after the road crossing and then get on his bike and ride on gravel. Aaron will film riders on the descent and follow to where JP meets up with them. JP will film the riders from his bike when they are back up alongside the road. Alex will film riders as they come past the water cache near Check C. JP will continue past Check C and continue riding to river crossing as to save time with a pickup. Matthew, remember to pick up Alex at the water cache. Levi will use drone to film riders in long shot across ridge with Carrie spotting. After crossing the river, Matthew drop off Alex at Aid 2 to film SAG. Alex film everything that happens at Aid 2. Matthew, JP, and Aaron will continue on to Elkhorn in order to get set. Aaron, please remember to be safe in your setup. Carrie, remember to pick up Alex at Aid 2 and film Elkhorn entrance with Alex and Levi. Radio ahead to JP and Matthew to give them a heads up and then give the second radio to Alex. Matthew, drive JP along Elkhorn gravel section and radio ahead to Aaron as riders appear. Aaron, film from up top. Alex, film Check D exchanges and radio ahead to Levi so he can get the drone in the air.
Go ahead, Levi.
Levi drone Elkhorn exit with Carrie spotting.
And it was just so dialed in. I'd get what I needed, I'd turn around and the next vehicle would be there to pick me up. I'd get in with Carrie or whatever, go to the next spot. And it was smooth.
Get the chainsaw that's running kind of.
Looks like a proper rock garden in that folks' backyard.
I think that's a cemetery.
Oh, you think so?
Leaves on the ground.
When we were out there on race day, I had to follow these 2 guys that I've never met before. And I was kind of nervous because I kind of had this feeling, you know, like, what if I bother them, or what if I get too close, or what if I'm getting like in their personal space, even though JP told me, you know, like, you're gonna be out there in their personal space, and they know that. I still kind of had this feeling of like, oh, I'm a little scared, you know, like they're complete strangers.
There's always a fear when you're doing verite-style documentary work that the subjects that you're filming, the people you're filming, are not gonna act themselves or are gonna act weird around you. And very quickly, it was evident that was not the case with Gordon and Thomas, but especially Gordon. I don't think there's a time where he saw one of us where he didn't ding a bell or sing or say some southern gibberish to us just to keep the spirits light.
Yep.
I remember when we were driving next to the trail and I was filming, I think it was Thomas, he couldn't open the gate. So he was like, "Did you get that on film?" And I was like, "Yeah." And everybody just in the car started laughing.
Hey, did you get that on camera?
I did.
The only one we messed up.
In the end, everything works out. We avoid the tanker fiasco. Gordon wins. I break a GoPro in the process trying to follow him near the finish. Thomas survives the day, and we all kind of drive away like big, deep breath out. We did it.
One of the most memorable things about this experience was right at the end of the race, when we knew the day was coming to an end. I think most people wouldn't expect guys like us, with little to no experience, to accomplish something like this. I feel like that was the most memorable thing, that we were able to accomplish our goal and make this project come to life.
I am incredibly proud of what we did because I got to do it with friends, but I'm also extremely proud of what we did because if anyone had seen our resumes before this, as a group, they wouldn't have hired us. And now we've put out something that I think all of us are really proud of.
I have to say, I guess to go along with the theme of the film, I didn't know any of you guys prior. I knew of you and I didn't know anybody else. Even you literally just picked me up on your way through, and I don't know, feels like we're buddies now. Having gone through all that, so that's great. That's my biggest takeaway.
It's such a difference bringing 5-6 people with than bringing just the two of us. And I speaking for you, I guess that I think enjoy each other's company, but it's still different going as a team than it is just with two individuals. And so that to me is the biggest part. Like,
what we felt as a group on that day wasn't really any different than the togetherness that Thomas and Gordon felt during the race. And to feel that kind of synergy, working together with other people, is a rare treat. And I, for one, cannot wait to head back to the start for the next project with these guys.